John, big changes for you in terms of your work and life, and tell us sort of what's going on.
Well, as you know, Andy, I made a decision last year to move to a new relationship with MTM, the firm that I founded or co-founded with some colleagues more than a decade ago now. We built the business during the course of the 2000s and incredibly proud of everything we achieved, and I'm very confident that the firm's best years are ahead of it. But at the end of the decade, it felt like it was time for a change. And so we've been planning that change for about 6 months now, and at the end of last year I transitioned into a new role. So I'm now working as senior advisor to MTM, and I've obviously moved here to New York, an exciting new chapter, both professionally and personally, to do a variety of different things, but probably one I'm most excited about is obviously the work I'm going to be doing with Beet and your good self.
Great. So, John, it's been great working together. You know, for people who don't know, talk about sort of your perspective of Beet, our relationship over the years, and sort of what brings you to this decision to work together.
So you and I started working together. I started working with Beet around 5 years ago. I think originally at an event hosted in the offices of Sky, I think we helped to put together a kind of little group of advanced advertising folks and spent some time exploring what AdSmart and some of the Sky product portfolio meant for the UK market. And since then, we've worked together pretty much annually on a variety of different projects. Beet's in a really interesting position now, I think, in the US market and internationally. It has an incredible network of relationships and an ability to bring together people from all sides of the advanced TV and video advertising markets to really explore where the industry is heading, to help companies develop marketplaces, to help them grow their offerings both in the US and internationally, and to really help ensure that other stakeholders across the industry understand where the industry is heading. The recent Beet Retreat in San Juan, I think, which was a big event for the business, really set the scene for the coming decade and identified some of the big themes and issues that we're going to be spending some time dealing with over the course of the next few years. Why am I excited? I'm excited because what you and I have identified, I think, is an opportunity to really expand and grow the Beet portfolio of services. So building on the incredibly strong platform and foundation that you've created, but delivering much more value to the industry by, first of all, bringing people together to solve some of the industry's biggest problems. Secondly, deep diving and providing real insights into some of the really key areas that the industry is grappling with. So we're making plans, for example, to look in more detail at things like measurement, streaming services, the road ahead with TV attribution and other big themes like that. What we have with Beet is an ability to bring disparate groups from across the industry together, explore their needs, debate topics of interest and relevance to the industry as it thinks about moving forwards, and then develop what we hope will be really practical plans. So our plans for Beet during the course of the coming year are varied. We plan to step up and roll out an enhanced network of industry events. We're making plans for more summits, deep diving into topics like measurement and streaming services and so on. We have plans to roll out a new series of salons, an exclusive evening gathering for companies that have something new and exciting they want to talk about with the industry. We're going to continue helping major US companies expand internationally, rolling out their offerings with key events at places like CES or Cannes coming up this summer, Advertising Week here in New York, Advertising Week in London, but also providing support, insight and strategic advice to some of the biggest companies in the world in the media and tech space anyway, as they look to grow. So exciting times.
John, you've been in the media business for several years. What's exciting now, particularly in the TV space?
My feeling very strongly is that what we've essentially spent the 20 years of the 2000s doing is building the foundation for a much more disruptive market. So if you roll the tape backwards and look at the world in the mid-1990s when I really started my consulting career, the market was much more constrained. Barriers to entry were very high. We then went through the transition from analog TV to digital television, which hugely expanded the capacity of the major TV platforms. But it was still very much a non-trivial exercise and undertaking to bring a service into the households, into the living rooms of millions of consumers. As everybody knows, that world has fundamentally changed. Broadband now supports and enables the delivery of TV and video services into households via a variety of different means, hugely reducing barriers to entry. And it means a number of things, I think. First of all, it means that the market going forward is going to be far more competitive than it's ever been before. And that will very quickly winnow out companies with strong, clear propositions, solid business models from those that have failed to really adjust to this new environment. Secondly, the platforms and capabilities that are now becoming very much mass market here in the US and in other markets in Europe and internationally enable all sorts of new offerings, such as addressable TV advertising, such as data-driven TV attribution, to gain scale quickly and to really transform the industry. And then thirdly, in a strange way, TV, I think, is going to become much more like other industries. Other industries are using cloud, big data, the power of AI and machine learning to transform their businesses, to avoid disruption or to disrupt themselves before someone else does it to them. And TV, to some extent, has resisted that change for the best part of a decade. But that change is now well and truly upon us. And the most advanced TV businesses, I think, are embracing it. They're looking at how they migrate from a traditional broadcast television infrastructure into initially a hybrid world, but one which ultimately we'll see them moving services into the cloud, using data to support decision making, to deliver automation, to do things much more efficiently and effectively than they've ever been able to do before. And we're in the middle of that transformation. We're going to see major enterprises completely changing the way that they do business, rethinking how they roll out services, rethinking how they manage their operations, really trying to take advantage of the tremendous economies of scale that other companies are realizing in areas like cloud and data. And that's going to be exciting to watch. And here at Beet, we're right in the middle of it.